Super Typhoon Ragasa has left death, destruction, and millions evacuated after its passage through Taiwan, Hong Kong, and southern China. In Taiwan, at least 14 deaths have been confirmed, and thousands of people have been forced to flee their homes due to flooding. The storm began to develop on September 17, 2025, in the Pacific Ocean as a tropical depression and evolved into a Category 1 typhoon within a few hours. Sea temperature and atmospheric humidity conditions favored its rapid intensification. Ragasa reached high-intensity, sustained winds, with extreme gusts and a very low central pressure. It was classified as the most powerful typhoon of 2025 and moved toward Taiwan. The first severe impact occurred on the island, where torrential rains and winds caused severe damage in several provinces. Initially, 17 deaths, 17 missing, and 32 injured were reported. But the worst was yet to come. In Hualien County, a natural lake and Matai'an River collapsed. The accumulated water overflowed within a few hours, releasing millions of tons of water and flooding the town of Guangfu. The collapse occurred between 2:50 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. local time, leaving scenes of devastation. It was later confirmed that 135 people were rescued alive in that area. The numbers continued to rise. Thousands of homes were left without power. More than 8,000 residents were evacuated, and several communities remained isolated due to road closures and landslides. After passing through Taiwan, Ragasa continued its path toward Hong Kong, where Typhoon Warning Level 10 was activated. The arrival of the system completely paralyzed the city. Transportation services were suspended, flights were canceled, and authorities ordered the closure of businesses and public activities. Wind gusts and storm surges flooded coastal areas and caused damage to infrastructure. More than 100 people were injured in various parts of Hong Kong. One of the most significant incidents occurred at the Fullerton Ocean Park Hotel. A strong wave broke the glass doors of the lobby and flooded the ground floor in a matter of minutes. The situation remained critical for 36 hours. Hundreds of flights were canceled and public transportation was shut down until conditions improved. However, the situation worsened further in mainland China. In Guangdong province, authorities ordered the evacuation of between 1.8 and 2 million people. In the city of Shenzhen alone, some 400,000 people were mobilized to safety before the cyclone hit. In Guangzhou, the so-called 5 suspensions were implemented, which included the cancellation of classes, work activities, industrial production, transportation, and commerce. The direct hit was Hualien Island, part of Yangjiang City. Ragasa made landfall there with winds of between 150 and 170 kilometers per hour. The effects were immediate. There were widespread power outages, communication disruptions, and structural damage to numerous urban buildings. More than 38,000 rescuers were deployed in Guangdong to respond to emergencies on multiple fronts. The numbers continue to rise. Around 80,000 vessels had to be relocated to safe harbors due to the risk of extreme waves. Urban flooding, fallen trees, road damage, and the suspension of port operations were reported in several coastal cities. Torrential rains persisted even after the system made landfall. The risk of flooding and secondary flooding persisted for several days. In Hong Kong, the alert was gradually lowered from level 10 to intermediate levels, allowing flights to resume and activities to gradually resume. In Taiwan, rescue efforts continued in the hardest-hit areas, while emergency teams worked to restore basic services. But the danger did not end. Ragasa continued moving inland toward China, losing strength but continuing to produce heavy rains. Its trajectory took it toward Vietnam, although at a lower intensity after losing power while crossing the mainland. Despite its weakening, the typhoon left a devastating toll. Dozens of deaths, hundreds of injuries, millions of evacuees, and millions of dollars in property damage. Authorities in the 3 affected territories agreed that Ragasa was the most destructive cyclone of the year in the Western Pacific region. Final figures are still under review, but the impacts on infrastructure, energy, transportation, and housing confirm the magnitude of the disaster. Super Typhoon Ragasa has been recorded as one of the most severe weather events of 2025, and its passage through Taiwan, Hong Kong, and China will set a precedent in the history of natural disasters in Asia.